So thanks for this opportunity. A lot of the things I would say here has been said in badges since yesterday in different ways. I'm going to talk about the Interactive Atlas, which is a product of the IPCC, that is the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, a product in the chapter called Atlas, the State Assessment Report of the Working Group 1. I am a lead author in the Working Group 1. In fact, this presentation comes from a number of the lead authors from Africa, which I will show their list as well. I want us to see the issue of climate change, the urgency of it, as the way we have seen COVID-19. We saw how the whole world shook. We saw everyone getting into wanting solution into the COVID-19 pandemic. We don't seem to see the same urgency with climate change. The presentation of Amal should actually be scaring us by now, but we are not. So I use the boiling frog fable as a way to explain where we are in our thinking and in our actions. We are actually burning. And because the burning, the heat is slow, we are not, we seem to be adjusting every now and then. And that is how the frogs were boiled in the water and slowly they died out. But if we see the urgency, and when we are put in hot water, the reaction we put up, the urgency, that is what we saw with the COVID-19 pandemic. If we don't see it this way, we are slowly dying. We are slowly exiting. Amel also presented that a number of people died because of droughts, because of extreme events. How many of us do we want to continue to die before we see the urgency in this climate? Of course, this is not a topic, so I will move straight to my topic. Presenting about the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. The structure is here, and I'm showing the structure to show you where I fit in the physical science basis, where Mary Jane as well sits. The IPCC has space for everyone in every field. In the Working Group 2, they talk about impact, adaptation, and vulnerabilities. So even if you work in health, materials, anything, every area is acceptable or can find a space in the IPCC system. We have material sciences working on mitigation for climate science or climate change. So everyone, again, even the artists, those who draw, some of our products, we have to present it, the communication of it in cartoons, in drawing, in colors that will make meaning or easily understandable by the general public. So everyone, thank you, is welcome here in the IPCC. My presentation will talk about where we are with the state of the climate. I will do less on it because I will say Amal and Mary Jane have talked about it a bit. So I'll run through that quickly. What's in there for Africa, the observed changes and extremes, projected changes in climate and extremes, changes in frequency and intensity, and then I'll zoom into the Interactive Atlas. These are all in the Interactive Atlas, but then I'll present the Interactive Atlas because it's an interactive tool we have on the web. So at the end of the presentation, I'll take you to the website where everyone can go and then have a feel of the tool. This is the Working Group 1 statistics on the AR6, the State Assessment Report of the IPCC. We had 234 lead authors and 517 contributing authors. We got 28% women from 66 countries, but 8% African scientists contributed to the IPCC in the Working Group 1 in the State Assessment Report. So some of this collaboration we are doing here should be able to help with the contribution of Africans on the system. I always say that the climate system is a global challenge. So we can't leave any region behind. A system that can develop in Africa can affect United States. A system can develop in Europe, can affect Africa. Amal also mentioned that drought incidents occurring in America rather affecting other countries. So we have to see this as a global system, and no region should be left behind in this fight. These are a list of Africans that contributed in the working group 1. And I'm happy to introduce the number 19. Hyacinth is here from Nigeria. He's into oceanography, also contributed to it. I think he's only Nigerian for the first time I've seen in this working group 1. There were only 4 women in this. I continue. Okay, so as Amal said, let me bring again the work of the IPCC. So IPCC does not do new research, but rather collects research materials, evidences from different researchers, and present it as the kind of the true state or what exists. So research from Amal, for example, together with other researchers, showing that this is the way droughts, for example, is going, and IPCC will collect and put the level of confidence to it. So from that, IPCC reports have seen a rapid and widespread changes that have occurred in the atmosphere, in the oceans, in the cryosphere, and in the biosphere. So the changes, we are certain on that. It's widespread, it's happening everywhere. Climate change is already affecting all regions and in the world in many different ways. And we have also seen that in other presentations. I will skip this and then move on. The IPCC report is huge. It's close to 2,000 pages. But for regional chapters, if you want to be more specific about your region, these are specific chapters you can find your region information. So chapter 10, 11, 12, and then the atlas. And then I'll be talking more about the interactive atlas. We also have the regional fact sheets. The interactive atlas I'm introducing to you, it's a novel tool. We've done this for the first time in the assessment report. It's flexible, spatial, giving the temporal analysis of the reports the whole report. So it uses or is based on the FAIR principle, which is findability, accessibility, interoperability, and reusability. So data is accessible on the website. You can reproduce, you can download, you can do anything you want to do with it. And it's open access. Okay, so these are a few highlights from the report, which you can also find in the Interactive Atlas on the website. Climate change is already affecting every inhabited region across the globe, with human influence contributing to many observed changes in weather and climate extremes. I'm sure from Amal's presentation, you have seen where he had separated the natural climate change from the anthropogenic influence of climate change. So it's clear that human influence is high in the cause of climate change. So in this set assessment report, the IPCC made it red-coded for human. So our contribution is very significant. And you can see that where you see red, it's an increased extreme, observed extreme, hot extremes. Where you see white, it's either there's no information or the models do not agree or literature do not agree completely. These are also observed changes in agricultural droughts. We have seen from Amal's presentation where he combined the dryness and heat waves as well. So this is droughts as well from different publications. We assess over 14,000 publications, and each one, so where we have increase, we have them agreeing. Where we have the white colored areas, we have low agreement from literature and also from models. So it's also clear that there are also many places where we are going to have droughts, and some we don't have information. That doesn't mean that it will not happen. This is one of the reasons why it's critical to have information from every region and not leave any region behind. We can particularly see that in Africa, so this shows Africa. I hope you appreciate that this is the globe. So this is Africa, this is the North America, this is South America, Australia is here, and then the Europe is up here, and Asia is the side. So you can clearly see the droughts that will occur with level of confidence with a dot in Africa. We can see in the Europe, somehow in the Mediterranean and parts of the Europe, we are also going to experience increasing drought. These are projected changes in the streams as a function of global warming. So this is also included in the report. I will skip that because I was one that Amal has taken part of my time. Oh my God. So, I mean, these are all evidences you can find in the report. So I'll run through quickly and get to the Interactive Atlas, which is actually a tool I need you to have a look at, and I mean, use it anytime you want to use it. But it is also important to show that there are missing information from Africa, that this we got from every other region except for Africa. We could not access data or publications in these areas, which it is a concern to us. So again, data, research, capacity is still a limitation in Africa. And the earlier we get to it, the better. The Interactive Atlas, once you type in this on a web page, this is the link to the Interactive Atlas, it lands you here. And you can click on the regional information. You can also click on regional synthesis to take you to, I mean, based on your interests. So when you click on the first one, the regional information, it takes you to a site like this, giving you a guide or a tour through the Interactive Atlas. So you can take your time and read each and every step on the way. It's pretty easy to use, which time will allow for me to show on the website. I told the organizers that I want to show on the website, but it's fine if time doesn't allow. Once you type in this, interactiveatlas.ipcc.ch, it takes you to a website where you can find or easily plot. You click different type of data sets that's available that we have used in throughout the reports. Is there different plots we've made? Different scripts are also available for students, for new programmers can also get there to understand how we have used the data set and the various plots as well. So this tool you can also use for research, and of course, ask questions. The IPCC is an open system, it's a United Nations system, and it's open for all of us to be part of. Thank you very much.